Good morning and welcome to the big old chunky book, the big book. Yeah, this is a 5-week book, so I knew it was going to get chunky, and I'm like, Monique. So I'm in, let's go over here because you can't see that other stuff. So here's the tracker. So you got morning pages, prayers, devotional, and some journaling. Usually that's scripture writing, but I've been feeling like journaling on these pages. We're not going to talk about my weight and my eating because, God, okay, fine. I'm 189.8. Why, Monique? Because you tried to eat all this bullshit right here and you're inflamed. That's okay. I know how to get myself back down and kind of reel it back in, but I'm like, ugh, whatever. I have no regrets. Okay, I need to look into meaningful language. That's what the lady was telling me to talk about. She says you can, I don't know, all this stuff. So last night I decided to make me a to-do list, and I said, okay, dye your hair, laundry, log into your school email, log into VA to check if now that the government is back up, that at least my application is making a little bit of movement. Vacuum the rugs. Did I take my meds? Hold on. Yes. Okay, before I go into that, I'm going to see, I think. Okay, fine. I'll just put meaningful language. That's what her speech therapist was talking about and the goals for that. So the first thing is regulation. They do, gosh, there was something else. Relationship, then goals. That's what they tried to establish in the OT and the stuff that they're doing. And they're really big, the place she's going to, in regulation first. If she is not regulated, they do whatever. You can go into the room, you can be by yourself, you can, anything that you need to do to regulate yourself. Of course, that's healthy. So, here we go, Monique. You're back at the point where you kind of, you kind of need to do something, girl. So, that would be good to do. I don't need a sticker release. Oh my gosh. Have you even put your eyebrows yet? No. I haven't done any of that. Or the glasses. Don't even judge me. So I'm just doing stuff that I know I could, really possibly do. Because, so, I was like looking at these ADHD sheets, and I need to put you guys, hold the phone. Okay, I was looking at these ADHD sheets on, what was it called? Oh my gosh, Amazon. And, well, first I asked ChatGPT to make me some type of chart for morning, creative movement, home and midday, afternoon, and evening for a skill regression problem that I'm having. What is skill regression? I knew it was something for Sophia. Monique, is it possible to be in a regression for yourself? And I was like, no, that's weird. Adults don't go through that. Oh, wait a minute, but they do. So I just asked Chad, what is skill regression? It means losing ability in a skill you previously had, either partially or fully. It can happen in many contexts, and understand the why behind it tells you what to do next. So skill regression, when you stop being able to perform a certain skill at a level you used to. Examples like academic tasks, executive function, daily living skills, motor or creative. The stress load is basically too high. So you have chronic stress and burnout and emotion overload. Who handles that the best? Us folks. So physical factors can be a thing in it too. It means that you've been masking too much. You've been juggling too many responsibilities. You've had sensory overload, poor sleep, big life transitions, and changes in routine for 5,000 years. You can have it can come from illness, hormone changes, chronic pain, fatigue, nutrition deficiency, sleep. So your environment is a mismatch. And I was like, oh. So where are you in this fun thing? Because it asks, it tells you I could help you, to like, what helps? Drop the demands temporarily, support the basics, restore your predictable routines, use scaffolding, rebuild slowly, validate the experience. And I used to love driving. I'm scared shitless most times. I always got a lot of chores, school, and work done, but now I can barely manage showering, eating, and caring for the household. That is what I said. And he's like, well, this is literally a textbook pattern of autistic ADHD burnout with skill regression. And then he breaks down why you can only do the bare minimum. And I almost wanted to cry, and I felt so, whoa, because it's like, it's not laziness, it's not failing, it's an overloaded brain choosing what keeps you alive and what could drop. So all in all, in that conversation, I came up with like a low energy regression, burnout kind of thing, what you can do in the morning. Wash your face, brush your teeth, workout clothes on, coffee, feed pets, plan a routine. That's my morning. Now, I do need to still feed Maya. She's in her crate. She likes to pretend like she doesn't want to get out for a while, usually until after I film. Bentley is the first one when I get out the room because he's gonna sweat you. Creative movement. So now I film, I prep, I walk on my walking pad, then I help my daughter with her routine. Midday, start laundry, 1 micro task. Daughter, school check, lunch, 15-minute reset. And then I included my YouTube, my walking, my things I like to do. And so I also put in there, like, why is it that I want to watch YouTube, make projects, and sleep all day? It gave me a thing for that too. And I was fully like, holy shit. I didn't understand why I was feeling this way, but I do know it was coming with a lot of shame. It was coming with a lot of problems. And I had it made me all kinds of things, but I'm trying to get back to the point where it was telling me, but he was giving me like a whole routine that we can do. And like, let me go back. Sorry. I know this is not like, Monique, this is not planning, but it does come into the planning and, at some sort. So it was telling me all the different stages. Oh, crap. What? I went into my husband's point. Anyway, it was telling me all the different stages that I was going through, and it was helping me identify that I was, in fact, in burnout. And so, I'm thankful that I'm self-aware enough to be like, okay, something is happening. So it says the exact stage you're in is stage 4 burnout. You're not just overwhelmed. You're not just tired. You're in a deep survival phase burnout. And your symptoms match every marker. I was like, what? So driving suddenly feels terrifying because executive function and working memory are overloaded, which makes driving unsafe. You can only do the bare minimum: shower, eat, care for kids, house. This is the classic stage 4 narrowing of abilities. Everything feels impossible. Chores, school, errands, planning. Your brain cannot process anything extra. Strong desire to sleep or lay down. Your body is trying to force a shutdown for neurological repair. Intense pull towards low demand dopamine activities. You want to watch YouTube. You want to film. You want to do quiet tasks, comfort content. All of these activities fall into a safe, low expectation, familiar, low effort zone. So feeling like you're getting in trouble for not being productive, because that's what I said that it makes me feel. That's trauma plus burnout plus perfectionism plus years of masking colliding. Stage 4 brings all of that to surface. So when it starts to collapse, like you're at this stage and you've been in it long term, okay? I went 6 years of school. I worked full time. Like, it's crazy if I tell you the whole entire story. So within university, homemaking, homeschool, parenting, creative projects, planning, degrees, emotional overload, you've had years of high masking. So this place where I'm at wasn't inevitable. The biggest thing and the wonderful thing I like to say is I am so thankful that I didn't lose my shit to the point where I picked up very, very bad habits. My bad habits were impulsive spending, emotionally eating, high masking, of course. And the reason why it's hitting me so hard now, later on, I was recently diagnosed 2 years ago. And then I did have a hysterectomy. My hormones are changing. I'm older. And now my body and my mind's like, F you, I can't do any more. So you can't power through stage 4, not mentally, not emotionally, not neurologically. You have to lower your demands. And it's funny how my body and my mind was already doing that for me. Stabilize your routines, remove executive function pressure, add rest, reintroduce tasks slowly. Otherwise, your brain will stay in survival mode. So I have been in survival mode a long time, okay? It says what recovery looks like, how long does stage 4 last, and it's like I could give you a stage 4 burnout recovery plan, daily low, all that, right? So I said small tasks to keep up with my home, because I was reading this, and the funny thing of put 5 dishes in the dishwasher, like, friends, that's never gonna happen. If I'm sitting at that damn place, I'm going to need to do it. So all this started to build, and I did print it, or I thought I did, which I need to do. I'm not sure if I did. Let's print it. And I started, it led me down the rabbit hole of like ADHD, autistic, neurodivergent, planners. And so I went on to Amazon, and it was showing me all the things. Wait, did I just see that the Air Mac was $7.49? That's a lot. So I started screenshotting. So there's my little daily checklist that I'm probably going to make like a bookmarker with. Look at the no nag to-do list. So sorry, top priorities, appointments. Did you remember for school, chill, no rush? I was like, my brain works in categories, which is why I put my things in little bubbles all the time. Look at this shit. I don't know who it's from, but I just took screenshots. This is the one that made me like, oh. I like everything except the log. Okay? So I like the mood, the energy level, the weather, the wake up time, the sleep time, the daily motivation, the goals for the day, the daily fitness. Monique, your vitamins, your supplements, things to remember, water. So this here, I'm going to print it too, so I can really have something to mimic off of. Then look at the hub. This is the what we all kind of do. And people will be like, well, then everybody has ADHD. No, does it impact your life like this? Can you not drive? Can you not go anywhere? Can you not breathe? Can you not do your dishes? Can you not feed yourself? Can you, I'm just saying. And if it stays there more than 3 to 4 days for a consecutive amount of time, you might want to look up something of what's going on, or go to your doctor, or do something, or tell a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I need to call. I need to email. I need to text. I need to do today. What appointments do I have? I need to follow up on. I need to do so. This is my brain dump. But this is a whole lot more organized and categorized. We might as well print that too, because something has got to brew in my brain housing groups. Oh, that's my grandson. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. Look at him. He's having a cold, my poor boy. So, the last one was this. I was like, you could possibly categorize your to-do list like this. which is why I have these little like pages for like more like brain dump, because what I'm naturally trying to do is categorize things. I really am. So, you know, I was like, let's take a look at your dailies. They have all kinds of stuff. So I was like, okay, what if you just started small and you added today's focus, priorities, and then to-dos? You've got your gratitude, you got some self-care. I could start off like that here. But let me tell you why it never works. I'm used to this in my dailies. A loose schedule, to-dos, notes for the day, gratitude, weather, dinner, little short snippets of memory keeping. I want, which I'm going to go grab, a very dedicated space. Hold on. I want a very dedicated space to my dailies. And it printed it really big, but whatever. I can like make something. I really love this, you guys. I really like. See, this is where I inspire myself. I don't copy these people to the T, but I make it try to work for me. And there was that other insert that had like sleep too. And I thought, well, what if you have these for the days where you really want to break down shit? And I was like, okay, well, you kind of really have them in here because here's your blank page. So I was like, okay, what if you like start to categorize things like this, you know, on these pages? But then I'm like, no, because these serve as like a crazy brain dump. So this is what I do. If I'm like, oh my gosh, I need baby oil, which I do, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna write it here. Any available space, right? These just make sure to tell me, Monique, what day are you on? What day are you on? That's it. If I want to write something over here, here, whatever, I can. I just follow writing it. And this is like long term. And then I'm like, okay, well, what could you possibly do that makes sense? That's according to how your energy is and all the shit that I just read you. Dyeing my hair is going to cause multiple steps. What do you got to do? You got to put the gloves on. You got to like put down your hair. You got to prep your scalp. You got to like mix the stuff. You got to dye your hair. You got to wait 20 minutes. You got to rinse it. Then you got to blow dry your hair. That's like 15 steps, I swear. When I'm like this, I can't do all those steps. Okay. So before, where I could just dye my hair, do my workout, walk around, like do my chores, clean my house, do errands, do homeschool, I've lost those abilities. I cannot do them. So I was like, okay, laundry is one big thing. What could you do from your couch? What could you do from your right here? This requires just logging in stuff. So build those little small micro tasks that you could possibly do and break down into your days. So then I put it here. And then what happens truly that day is what I'm thinking to start putting here, because that's what I used to do. Because these were just memory pages with my loose schedule. So at the top, it'll always tell me what time I wake up, which is what I love, what time I go to sleep. Okay? And if it had like a total for the next day, like how many hours did you get kind of thing, that would be great. Okay? And even if I wanted to break down the to-do list even more, like what's for the house, what's for Sophia, or what's for the kids, and what's for home, what's for marriage, like when I start getting in a mode where I can't function, breaking down stuff really, really helps me. And you'll see less and less stickers. You'll start to see stuff like this because I can't grasp. But that's why my book works so much for me. And then I'm like, if I get like, oh, just F all this. I have pages in the back that are blank, that I could do whatever I want to like brainstorm. Okay, here it is. I knew I put it somewhere. Okay. So this was that sleep tracker, right? And then here was like the water and all that. But this has it all. So then I was like, okay, Monique, if you only have this small little space, let's flip it on its back. There's a hump in his back. How could you possibly, let's get a pencil. Pencil, this is pencil. It's a pen. Where's the pencils, friends? Okay, I guess. So how could you possibly incorporate this to where your brain would make it make sense? So for me, it's the 13th. So I could possibly do something up here. Thursday, November 13th. Okay, I already know what year I am in, but whatever. We might as well put that for myself. Okay. And then it's like, okay, the weather, that's good to put here. The mood is definitely good to put here. And my energy. And I love energy like that, you know. And then the mood, it could be, yeah, it could be the true happy face. Definitely the indifferent, but then I would have to draw this every day. Then completely sad. And then this one right here with the guy with the squiggly stuff, that's like, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't figure this out. Okay, so let's say the weather is 81 to 51, whatever. So I like daily motivation. That could be like some kind of focus. Like that could be some kind of quote. Like just try your best, Monique. Okay. Then what, either I can do goals for the day, but I don't like the word goals. I can do, what is the priority? What are you really, really trying to accomplish today? It could be one thing. Then what's your top three? What's your top three that you know you're going to be able to do? Okay, so like fitness, vitamins, supplements, all that, fruits, vegetables, water, like, okay, so like water, definitely, I'm only going to do like 4 because when I get like this, I can only drink like 8 ounces at a time. So these would all equal 8 ounce. Okay. And then like fruit and veggies, I would have to do separate. I can't do fruit and veggies. I need to know, you know, it could either just be a check mark or I don't know, but did you, yes or no? Did you do any of that? Okay, so your vitamins, yes or no? So maybe it's just circling. Oh, what I do a Z for? I did a Z, yeah, dyslexia problems. Okay. I really like that wake up time and sleep time because like right now I'm like, okay, I woke up at 7:30 and then like, okay, yeah, last night, let's say I'm doing it for the night before, we went to sleep at 1 a.m. I remember telling my husband, babe, it's 1 in the morning. You got to go to sleep. He's like, I know I can. I'm like, I know me either. So that gives me like a good depiction, right? And then if I have my top 3, then all of this right here is notes. And notes get to be whatever the hell it is. It could be brain dump. It could be journaling. It could be whatever. So your top 3, yeah. And then, I mean, maybe I can do clean. So I can separate my top 3 from my clean. So say my top 3 today, okay, say my priority today is laundry and dye your hair. And then if I know I want to come back over here, I could do like, okay, pluck your eyebrows. I need to make this bigger, of course. I should have maybe, this is why I did pencil. Maybe make it like a little thinner so you can at least have some stuff there. Okay, so pluck your eyebrows. Okay, log in the emails. Today's Thursday. I don't know, but I do want to bring down Christmas decor. We'll bring in the garage. It's in the garage, right? I do like the pencil look drawn in with the pen. I love that. So I've got my water accounted for. I've got my fruit and veggies. And let's say I move it around and I put this at the top. Like all this stuff that I need to get done at the top draws my attention. Then down here maybe, but we'll see. So cleaning, okay. Vacuum. Rugs, that's down here. Oh my gosh, this ring. Clean bathroom down here. So don't go more than 3 cleaning things, because what I normally do throughout the day is if I'm in one room, I'm folding a blanket. If I'm in the other room, I'm picking up the toys. I'm putting cups away, or I'm doing, like, I'm still moving, right? Oh my gosh, the only thing we didn't account for was exercise. Was that even on here? It wasn't, but I like, somewhere somebody said exercise. Did I saw something. And then this would, like, the checklist would come into play. Like maybe I can make a bookmark or something, whatever. I could have sworn I saw something for exercise. Am I going crazy? Anyway, I can maybe put down here, did you exercise? Yes or no? Y'all, I think I really like that. But the problem is, are you going to draw that every day? Probably not. So maybe it's one of those things where I just thought of something. Hold the phone. Let me just put it in here before. Maybe I just have pages dedicated for it, like I do in my thing, in my main setup. I have the pages dedicated here, but they can't, these are like notes in a way. This would have to be a lot more strategic within my week. And I think, and I look at my week, well, what are you using? What do you have in here that you're accounting for that you're really not using? It's this journal. It's the journal. So what I could do is, like next week, bring up my food log after my devotion. And then at the one, I can use this as a structured daily, a pre-plan, a brain dump, and then my today. So I like the idea of having a structured daily. I can just call it structured day, or we can come up with something. And then I like the idea of a pre-plan, and then I like the brain dump. So brain dump is more long-term. This is like chicken scratch notes, whatever. And then my today is like, what happened? What really happened? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put this here just in case. Maya, you got to go potty? Let me put her out. Let me also show you guys something. I buy these smaller bottles when I can't even get to. So my big 32 ounce one is like when I'm functioning like big time. The 8 ounce one, the bigger one, I know the 16 ounce one is where I'm like, okay, I'm going to make my little powder substance with the water and make flavored water. This is like, if you don't put water in your body, you're going to have a really bad day. So that's why I try to like, and this seems more manageable. So friends, when I was looking at this, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, could you have 2 dailies? The memory keeping dailies and the structured dailies. That means I would eliminate, I don't have to eliminate my journaling. I would just, after my day each week, my 7 pages that, there's those other ones that I was looking for. Oh no, those are on the weeks, but whatever. Let's go to the blank ones. Okay, so here's my next week. Okay, here's the next week, and then this is the last week. So after my dailies, because that ends like my week, day on 2 pages. What if I did 2 more day on 2 pages, and those are structured? Because if I put these type of dailies within here, it's gonna throw me off because my brain remembers the flow of the tab. And also, if that doesn't work, I can put back my scripture, put my journaling on those pages that don't work. I would rather have my journaling after my dailies so that I could flip my way through the week, and then I could stop at these dailies if I need to. So I'm like, okay, well, how can you really incorporate that, because you are already accounted for everything? And the only way I can think of doing that immediately is in the journal area, because I have no idea what I'm saying here, but let's cover it. Okay, is here. And then here's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So until I get to the next week where I can move up my food log. Stay with me. I know you're like, what? So morning pages, prayers, Devo. Oh, look at, I did my Devo on 2 pages. Ooh, I must have said, no, I need that. Or maybe it was a mistake. Did I do that in the last book? The last week, I mean? I sure did. Wonderful. Okay, that gives me, because sometimes in my Devo, I like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like that. And then sometimes I have my Devo where it looks like this. Okay, what's Devo? Love letters, like God signing my letters. Okay, so then what I could essentially do is move up. So instead of it saying, I would go and grab my food log. See, I even have journal on here. What the heck did I do? So I go and get my food log. There's my Devo. Food log. Then I could do, my homeschool has to go after my food log. It's just what it does. So say I do these structured dailies. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So it'd be home. These bujos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's put bujo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. That's why I have these little tabs. This is why I can move shit around. Okay, so I could do scripture on 1. No, it's got to be 2. Because I can resort to my scripture being like this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that. Okay. And then journal's got to be at the end. Maybe I'll just put journal in the back again. Okay, so there's scripture. Let's go back to the food. Then that's homeschool. And then I can do the bujo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's put bujo down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7. Then this. week and my brain dump. Okay, so I have this extra little space. And then here's my brain dump, and my week and my day have to stay together. There's just no way. Okay. So where I have this scripture, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it for the last 2 weeks. But I've got to figure that out because it would be very beneficial if I could. I could just tip in pages, honestly. I can like grab pages from the back. No, because I don't have enough. I mean, I could, because this is the last of my journal for the week. But I need my journal. I'm going to figure this out. And you guys might not want to sit with me while I do it. Because I really think it would be good if I had these days or my structured dailies first and then my regular todays. And there's no way to do that because I already put my week here and my days. So what I could do is these are my structured dailies. And then I come here and then start building 7 days. So it would be, okay, let's try to take some paper, just a little. Let's try to see if I could get a signature out. All right. Oh, sorry. I've got a, is that a signature? That looks like a signature. Okay, and then I gotta put this here because I don't want no problems. We don't want no problems. We don't want no problems. Wow, this book is like super big, so that way I'm not adding two. I'm just moving around. Okay. So let's pretend I am here. So that's this week though. Let's work on next week before we get to this week. So these right here would be my normal, okay? Then when it comes over here, this is where I've got to figure it out. So that would be my last other one. And then this would be the structure, okay? The structured dailies that I'm talking about. So let me grab this, and that would be structured daily. So that would be day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, 5, 6, 7. Then here would go back to, that's my habit tracker, okay? So how would I put those in? Washi. I would washi it in. And the good thing is it's after my normal routine. So if it doesn't work, that could be journaling. And then I can move back in my scripture and all that. This is how I allow for myself to still stay in my planner. Because some would be like, oh my God, I'm gonna call it quits. That's why I have an empty notebook. For these reasons. Because I need to be able to still utilize my same stuff. Because I am not changing what works. And then let me do this so it could have proper leverage. Okay, maybe that was a little too much. But I don't want to change what works. Because no, then that's going to cause problems. Okay? I've got to be able to not do that. Oh man, I didn't grab enough for that page. So that way I could test this theory. Nothing is interrupted. It's just added to. I can always use any blank pages within my week. And the reason why I'm trying it like this is because it's the last 2 weeks of the book. And I could still rearrange my next book because I have all of the pages still blank in a way. I could still rearrange that if the last of these two work. So let me try to get these in, and then we'll deal with this week on how that looks like. So I know you're like, wow, Monique, that's putting a lot of paper, but it really isn't. I'm just rearranging where the paper is, honestly, because it was towards the back. And I did cut them a little thinner on purpose so that it won't stick out too bad in my book. And so there goes the normal habit tracker. Good morning. Hi, honey. So that's the normal habit tracker. And then did you jack it up? Okay, move that. You just got to move. I don't think I'm going to use you. No? I didn't. So let's go back. That's called structured dailies. And what does the structure do? It could mimic. And why did I want down 2 pages? Because I like having extra, like say I can bring all this over here. I really like this whole this. You want to know why? Even though I kind of don't know how to use it, it still makes my brain tinkle. Because let's say we are in what? And again, I would have to draw all this out every day, but whatever, that could be fun. So we are what? What's today? Thursday. Let's do Wednesday. So that, does this mean that's when I went to sleep and then when I woke up? Oh no. Hold on. My husband's having a problem with his work people. So I'm like, okay, go outside. Go walk outside. So I don't know what that would mean, but let's just pretend. Let's pretend, because I don't know. I'm not familiar with. I just see a bunch of numbers and I'm like, whoa, that makes my brain light up. So let's say I went to sleep at 1. And I woke up at 7. Is that, no, that's not, that can't what it means. So it's supposed to be how much sleep I got, right? Okay, like let's pretend I will figure this out. Let's pretend I will know what it means, but I would have like a sleep tracker. And if I don't want to use this layout, I can use the one that I could just have a sleep tracker, okay? You know, and how I could do that the most is get out of this little just so I can do this, and then I can define what that is. Use your own sleep tracker. So then reason why I want this here is because now I have a daily tracker of, did you drink your water? Did you have your fruit? Did you have your veggies? Did you walk? That's the exercise. Did you clean? Hold on. Okay, so that could be that. And then that means I have this extra space right here. I like this whole, I don't know if I like this focus right there because it's not really big blaring in my face. Maybe my focus can come over here. I do like the water right here because like having it right here is going to get lost in the sauce. Where's my, so all that yes and no shit could be in the form of a tracker, right? And then let's pretend this exercise is gone. That cleans it up better. So it'd say Wednesday. I'm like, okay, I had a water. You know? And the way that I am is I wouldn't name it hydration tracker. I would just leave it. Because what if that day I'm like, okay, I've had my fruit, but I want to know how many times I've ate the fruit. Like, okay, did you eat it twice? Did you, it can mean several things for me. It doesn't have to necessarily be hydration. And then the wake up and the sleep, I would still want to see the time and then like plot it. Ooh, my brain is gone on fire. Okay, so that works. This whole situation, I want to test it, okay? So if I want to test it, I'm gonna put that there. So if I want to get to it easier, I can. Then I've got this. This is my normal pages. So I could back here just tip in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. So I could try that approach over here. Or at least if I just do it for 1 day, you know what I mean? I could try it like today. And it won't interfere because it's still within that week. And it won't jack with me because these are my days that are my normal days. So if I'm like, what is going on? Well, I know my habit tracker's here and I could just be like, okay, well, just flip that. There's your thing. So I'm going to put this right here. These are cute. So even if my tracker's right there, or even if it's not, I would never put it in my week until it actually works. So this is me trying to test it in real time. Let's try to cut you off. So what would you do, Monique? Well, I would come back here to my little old tabs. I would grab one that I know is not working, which is this gratitude. And then I would go ahead and cover it. Where's my stickers? So my husband's getting upset because he has what's called lead management. And these people, oh my gosh, y'all. Government can be really dumb. He's trying to work on his flow and entering his stuff and his leads. And they are not taking stuff out of his queue. It's just adding extra stuff in his queue. So oh shit, why did I do that? I was gonna write gratitude. So basically I was like, oh no, that would piss me off. I don't want to see all this extra stuff in my queue. I need it to be current live stuff that I've already worked on, structured day. I'm just going to call it that for right now until something else lends it hand. So I need it to follow where my day is. So maybe if I have it where it says structure, the position is important. So when I'm in this, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go over here. So I'm going to leave it blank because I still want to tinker over here to see what could work. Like, what do I need to drive my eyes at? So I could already tell this right here is messing with me. So I would need to do Thursday, November 13th. It can't look like my real day, but I do know that my day, I know my day to start like that. So if I'm already tracking the weather over here, I don't need to track it over here. So one big thing is I want to know my wake up time. Let's do pencil now. I just told myself that I would leave this alone, but what time did I wake up? I'm not going to put the sleep right there. I think the sleep should go somewhere towards the evening. So what time did I wake up? Okay. What's my mood when I wake up? Maybe I write it. Like, today I'm feeling overwhelmed. And I woke up at 7:30. Okay. And then let's say now, because I'm a lister, I would need to know what's my focus, what's my priority. See, focus and priority are too close together for words. So maybe this would be a quote. Or, no, maybe it's motivation. What's your motivation today? I like motivation or intention. I'm just going to put intention just until my brain can get used to what that is. Motivation and intention. My motivation is to allow for rest, but focus on micro tasks. Okay, that's great. So then what's your priority? Then, like I said, my priority would be the laundry, pluck eyebrows. I would like my other pencil, but I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. I like these. Because they write a lot of more sharper than the pencil. It's kind of dull. Oh, I was like, am I not filming? I looked up because I was like, it didn't move. Okay, so I'm already at 52 minutes. Holy shit. Okay, so laundry, pluck eyebrows, and if I can, the glasses. So that's my priority. Now, what could you clean? Like I said, the mirrors, the bathroom, or vacuum. Maybe I just use that to like what I actually did, and towards the end of the day, I kind of like highlight what and check off what I didn't do. So the other part is where it's going to get a little funky, this side. I think that tracker should go right here. And I can draw my trackers because I'm normally used to doing that in my normal trackers. Like I would not touch my normal tracking for 5, 6, because my normal tracking already works. We're not touching that, friends. No way. So I don't have to worry about, like, I'll just kind of draw as many as I think it could be. And then because it's pencil, I can erase it if I need be. So let's pretend, right? I would want, let's cover that out. Let's do this. I would want, like I said, water. Why do I need Monday through the Wednesday through the Friday? I don't need that. Not on a day. What was my logic there? Okay, maybe I do this. Because this is a daily. Duh. And see, this is exactly why I do it in a pencil. Because, man, I would have jacked up if I did it in a ring. I mean, in a pen. I love these. So then maybe all I do is I count 4 those and check them off. So water, fruit, veggies, walk, clean. So I want to do that stuff, but what did I do? So then I would do any kind of school. That would be Sophia's school. So I'd call it lessons. So I will allow myself probably a couple more in case I brain dump some, and then I want to make sure I check those off. So those are like productivity tools. That looks funny, but whatever. And then that could be like my checklist. Okay. And then maybe this down right here is all for notes. Because there's really nothing else I need over here. Now over here, I don't even need this anymore because I've got that. Now my sleep, I really don't need that. The sleep, I think, needs to be on my actual tracker, but I don't think I can do that. Not yet. I can't introduce more stuff over here, and it can't change the dynamic of what it looks like. I could account for sleep, and like maybe I put here sleep, and then I just write the hours of how many I did, but that's not going to give me the plot action that I want. So I still got to figure out sleep. That's why I have this whole other side. So then maybe this here can actually be some type of notes, brain dump, whatever. Okay, I can call that for right now miscellaneous, and that could be whatever. Okay, I like this. This has a flow of what, oh my gosh, of my brain needs. Let me tell you what else I would really want. Planner projects. I would want to brain dump what those look like. Like maybe I have some ideas and I write the ideas on the structured day. And then I have a list where I can go back and, you know, so say I do planner projects, and now those are like as such, because throughout the day I'm like, oh, like today I really want to figure this out, but I also want to keep up with the planners, which is cousin, weeks, and rings. So maybe that's what I put here. Did you touch your cousin? Did you touch your weeks? And did you touch your rings? Because daily that would give me what I want. Like I want to be able to touch those. So then I want to be able to brainstorm my planner projects, and I want to be able to have some notes here for any random brain dump shit. I still have that little space, which is good. I'm going to keep this like this because what if I want to journal on my actual structured days? My brain is loving this. And again, if this doesn't work, okay, whoop-de-doo, Basil. I have an extra little page that I built into my day. If it does work and I want more of it, I would have to start putting more dailies. I would have to grab some more back here. O-M to the G. Now, in comes this. If I want to break this down even more, who do you need to call, Monique? Do you need to email anyone? Do you need to text anyone? So maybe this would just be like a jogger. Like a memory keeper, like, how do I say? For now, it's going to be in the form of a to-do. Like a little note. Okay. Do you need to call? Do you need to email? Do you need to text? Do you need to follow up? Do you need to schedule? Do you need to research? Or do you need to buy? That right there is going to prompt me to figure this out. And then here goes mine. I'm going to leave that alone. But I love this little thing, this hub. I wouldn't call it an ADHD. I would call it a task hub for sure. So I would need to, I'll come over here and be like, figure out task hub. So how can you incorporate that? The biggest ones that I know that I need throughout the day are, to buy, research, to follow up on. But I like this. I like the email and the text and the call separate. Because like right now I could be like, I need to call Bravo. I need to email the VA, at school. And I need to text on my mother-in-law, Deja, just follow up with them. That's how I keep track of some kind of things. So, yeah, figure out the task hub. And honestly, would I want to journal on my day? No, because I would want to flip through and show you guys these a lot. So I'm going to leave it like that. And I will maybe put a little sticky note to like if I want to brainstorm something but not use the space yet, but by the end of the day try to figure out what the space is. This is a little too generic. I'm gonna need to write to do. So this could get a little fancy, right? Because I'm doing like pencil, but what could get a little fancy? Oh my God. Sorry, coffee pushed me to sleep, is the writing of this. I freaking love this. Holy shizballs. I love it, you guys. I love it. I love it. And it all came from Burnout, Skill, Regression, rabbit hole that I went on last night. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to think on some things. Ooh, look at that daily task. What could be that one daily task if you don't get to finish anything? What would that be? I could take that off if not. Like, what would be your win? If you, where's the pencil? I literally just had the pencil. Oh, so maybe I want to title it win. What would be your win? If all this shit was here and you could just do one thing today, what would it be? And why do I need all this? Because I need to be able to brain dump, structure, plan out, rewrite, like all of it. If I look at this and I'm like, I would say the lowest of the lowest of the lowest on the totem pole that I know if I get it done, I'd be like, yes. Pluck my eyebrows. I love it. God bless you. Take care. Have a good day.